All right, I'm recording.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Recording. But mappers, how's the theme song go, Spencer? But mappers.
I don't know. It's
They're two guys. They play games.
they play games. Button mappers. I don't know. It'll
But
be in the intro.
mappers.
We're just re-singing the intro wrong. That's gonna play before this.
Yeah. But yeah, it's our intro. But mappers. Anyway, welcome, Maps and Mittens, one and all. I almost said Geeks and Gamers. That's a different show. To the Button Mappers. This is the final game talk of 2024. We're wrapping up the year with a beautiful guest today. With me today, I have Spencer.
Hey guys.
All right, and also Justin's here too. What's up, the Legend of Leo?
Hey guys.
Perfect.
I think they said hi back.
I love having
feel
Justin on the team. He's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fun.
He's our guest.
Spencer brings me out of my shell.
Justin, do they celebrate Christmas over there in the cold north of Canada?
They have Boxing Day, right?
I mean, we're a few degrees north and I guess a little bit colder here, but yeah, we still have that holiday.
Excellent.
Last I checked.
And is Santa like
Day?
the red and fat jolly guy that gives out the gifts?
No, he wears blue here.
Serious?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
They
he
changed
wears
him.
blue.
They changed him for Canada.
Well, no, it's not a change. He's always been blue here.
No, they were. Whenever they created Santa, they were like, "We got to change his color scheme for Canada. They won't like the red."
Spencer's looking it up. Spencer, he wears red. It's the same Kris Kringle. But
I've been
we
bamboozled.
sometimes have blue Santa. I don't know when this started, but for example, a former Toronto Raptor, DeMar DeRozan, when he visited the children's hospitals, he wore a blue Santa outfit. So
it's like red Santa's Coca-Cola and blue Santa's Pepsi.
and we got all kinds of Santas up here. We even have like some lumberjack Santa who people tried to make famous. And like some old man with a white beard, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's so gorgeous!" And I don't know, he just like posed one day in a lumberjack shirt. I don't know his origin story, but this dude ended up doing modeling. Hey, he ended up doing
Santa's
modeling
fucking hot.
and like brand work in the malls here. So we got a few Santas.
I'm down for Hot Santa. It's also the name of my new Netflix movie.
I like
Hot
it.
Santa.
Nice one.
I'd watch it.
Sounds like a straight to Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Would you like Hot for Santa?
Hot for Santa? No, it's like Bad Santa, but it's Hot Santa.
Oh, okay.
He's just really hot.
Hot for Santa, one of the best drum intros of all time.
Yeah, it's just like Hot for Teacher, but they played it with candy canes instead of drumsticks.
Ooh.
So like it snapped at some point. Justin, can you please explain Boxing Day to me?
Oh, you know what? There's something something interesting about Boxing Day that I don't even understand. I didn't look it up, but I heard that its origins actually have to do with the, a day for basically the laborers who worked on Christmas. Over here, I sometimes tune into classical.fm when I'm driving. And if I get to listen at around 8 a.m., there's a quiz. And, drumming everybody up, some excitement for Christmas and the holidays. The quizzes that were playing Monday through Friday in the mornings were Christmas themed. And so one of them was like, what is the day called that comes after Christmas? And it had something to do with that, like giving back to the laborers. And I thought, well, I mean, yeah, it's Boxing Day, but I don't know anything about its origins. So that was interesting. I didn't really inform the viewers of anything new there. I just kind of rambled for a bit. But basically, it's a long-winded way of saying, guys, do your own research because it might not be what you think it is. Let me just pull it up.
I got it here. Boxing Day.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's my role now.
Thanks.
December 26th, the day after Christmas, is the feast of Saint Stephen. Could be pronounced Saint Stephen. The first Christian martyr. It is also known as Boxing Day, a secular holiday celebrated in parts with the Commonwealth, including Canada.
All right. Well, that's not getting us any closer to what I said.
So there's like a religious version, and then there's a secular version, looks like.
Okay.
Let's see. Origin. Oh my god, this is so long. It may come from the
Find
traditional
the good stuff.
opening on that day of Anglican church poor boxes that had been filled during Advent. Another possibility is that it arose from the custom of the aristocracy giving gifts to servants, employees, and tradespeople the day after Christmas.
There, something like that.
It's been
Thanks,
a holiday.
Jamie.
It's been a holiday. Yeah, it's been a holiday since 1871.
See, that's what I like. I like clear and defined holidays. You know.
Yeah.
I like holidays that know their
Christmas.
place.
Yeah,
Well, it's
Christmas
always
is
the
just
26th.
Yule.
Never falls out of line that way. It's always the 26th.
That's true. And Christmas is always the 25th. So Christmas Eve is always 24th.
And Halloween's always a shitty holiday.
Yeah, I was also taken from the Christian holidays. They just took everything from the pagans. They were like, we're just gonna take all your holidays and then just rename them and make them about Jesus.
I don't think they took Christmas from the pagans.
They did. It was Yule. It was Yule. That's what it is.
Okay, there's different.
And then they were
Christmas
like,
dates.
Jesus. Yeah. Then they were like, Jesus was born.
There's an
stuff.
Orthodox Christian Christmas date that falls in January. So there you go.
The
Video games, by the way, guys.
Well, shut up, Justin. The holidays, they all really, if you follow like ancient Sumeria, they all come from the same origin. So,
Ooh, I'm down for this.
you want to go
I'm
there?
down for some ancient Sumerian.
Talk some ancient
Sumerian.
Ancient aliens?
Yeah.
We doing that?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about pyramid energy and lost civilizations.
Oh, Justin's in on it. Let's fucking do this.
Yes. Fuck the game talk. Get it out of here.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most historically accurate video games is actually Yu-Gi-Oh.
You think so?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, they did on like stone tablets. One of the
Is
original
that what
cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh? Wait, I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh. Is Yu-Gi-Oh based in that shit?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
ancient Egypt. Yeah.
Oh my god, I never thought about.
They
I
have their
always
own
thought, like,
gods, but they borrow some of the names too, like Ra. I don't know my Yu-Gi-Oh, but that well.
Okay. The
I
three
didn't-
god cards were Ra, Obelisk the Tormentor, and
Slifer, the Sky Dragon.
Slifer the Sky Dragon. Very good.
I don't remember that one from history class.
Thanks for feeding me Obelisk. Forgot him.
Yeah, you're welcome. We were supposed to do Yu-Gi-Oh month. I think that's probably not going to happen.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably not
Oh.
gonna. I don't know. We need to reconvene on that. The show is going to be changing a lot next year, so we don't know.
Mhm.
The original
Yep.
plans probably aren't going to happen now.
Do you guys have to have BioPhoenix if there's ever some kind of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Well, I think he was like supposed to headline that or like be in charge of a lot of it.
I was kind of insulted on the building of that process because they're like, you guys are like, let's get Bio to do it. He's the only one that knows about Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm like, I played it for like 3 years, but all right, I don't
He's
know
the
anything.
only one, Spencer. He's the only one.
Yeah.
Well, I
Spencer, are
certainly-
you
I certainly
following
don't
any
play
of that new stuff like Synchro, XYZ, whatever the newest stuff is, and like how the new turns can be like just spam summoning on one turn? Yeah.
No, I got out of Yu-Gi-Oh long ago, and I tried to play the Steam one. Like they put a Steam thing you could play.
Yep.
And I played it, and I was like crushing it. And then I like fought this one guy who like I did my turn. My first turn I did it, and it was like I put a trap card down and a face down monster. It couldn't be any more basic. The guy like summoned this monster and then sacrificed it, special summoned like 2 monsters, and he ended up doing this legitimately. His turn took at least 3 minutes. And he kept pulling monsters out, doing this. I was like, what is going on?
Dude.
And he won. He
Yeah,
got somehow my life ended up being 0 and he won.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know
I don't know
about
anything
that.
about Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. I have a similar experience recently. They did like a phone Pokemon TCG thing,
Oh,
so you can
yeah.
play against people on your phone, and it's fun. But no, it's the same thing where like I only know classic rules, and then I go into play it, and somebody starts throwing down all these trainer cards, and then like looking through their deck, and then getting evolutions, and I'm like, it's the first turn, and they have like an EX evolution out, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, like you like start from nothing and they have like Eevee with a penis, and he's just like, and now you're getting fucked.
Whoa!
Holy shit!
I didn't know you could play those types of cards. I thought those were banned.
Yeah.
Hey, only one of those per deck.
Only one Eevee penis card.
Justin, what's going
Welcome
on
to
on
the
your
show.
Justin? What's going on your channel?
Yeah.
We gotta hype Justin's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
going on?
Well, trying to balance Dota and non-Dota content. I'm actually like up to here, getting a little frustrated with Dota. The only reason why is because I have taken an approach to like doing guides on the channel, and even though I'm not trying to be entirely comprehensive with the advice I'm giving, everything that I give, I want to be perfect, and I want to make it be like as applicable to the people who I'm targeting as possible. And so I've got one more that I got to come out. I don't know if I'm going to work on it this weekend or at this point it's going to be in the new year. But I'm like having an aneurysm over here just because I'm almost paralyzed to start because I'm thinking, is it going to be good enough? Am I going to make it good enough? So a lot of procrastination. But aside from that, people can look forward to my winter games recommendations coming out, I don't know, whenever the turn of winter is. And the year-end wrap-up is going to be a lot of fun this year. That's going to be a huge video. I played a lot of games, boys.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go check out Justin's channel,
Everybody's-
The Legend of Leo.
yeah.
The link will
Thank
be in
you.
our description.
Click
and-
on it. It's in the title.
Yeah, it'll be.
It's in the right there.
We'll at him.
Click it.
Click on it.
Like and
Yeah,
subscribe.
Yeah.
And don't
If we
forget to
get
like and
20 more
subscribe to
subs-
Button Mappers. Hey, I didn't get to hear. Hey, Spencer, where can they find us?
We're getting.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
we didn't do that last episode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, kind
I
of.
mean, I have the logos down below. They can those fuckers can figure it out.
You know, they're here somehow, right? So,
Yeah, how'd they get here?
Hey Spencer, where can? Hold on, wait, guys, hold on. Hey Spencer, where can they find us?
Hey, Alex. They can find us on YouTube, which they're probably fucking listening to right now.
But
But if they
you
are,
can also find us
oh yeah,
Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Which you know what? I did update with the Batman episode, so
Oh.
I am going to be trying to keep that updated. There's a large gap missing where I didn't update for a while, and I don't know if I'm going to be going back and putting those episodes up. But
Alex,
you can
you're
find the current
supposed to when
episodes.
you tell people you're on Apple and Spotify. Gotta have
I'm
to.
on up like yeah, I know. I was laughing because I looked and you know what the last episode before Batman
What was
that
that?
was that I uploaded? The Wario game talk.
oh shit,
Was that last?
Yeah,
year?
that was last.
that
That was last
That's the end of
December.
last year. Yeah.
It's literally a year. It's been literally a year of me not uploading to Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
This
An
guy was
anniversary.
sick
So
for
there's
like
a-
3 weeks, sitting around. He could have been uploading shows. Instead, he's like,
No,
"Oh,
no, 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 no,
pneumonia."
no. Dude, I couldn't. Oh yeah, I felt like I was dying those 3 weeks. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be alive.
You know, on YouTube, we're not supposed to say "kill yourself" anymore.
I don't care about that. One sec.
Un-
Or one bit, I
Unalive yourself.
Yeah, you're supposed to say "unalive yourself," which is
Unalive it.
Spencer, imagine
Yeah.
talking about League of Legends or Dota. Like, how am I supposed to describe things without saying, yeah, you got to get this kill. Move here so you get easier kills. I see
Yeah.
people censoring the word
You have to
even when
get
it
a-
makes sense in the game's context.
well. How are you supposed to tell somebody that they're not doing a good job?
Get this enemy. Make sure you take down this guy.
Yeah, take him down.
No, thank you. I'm not going to
But, like,
play by those rules.
Yeah, like how in Dota are you supposed to give somebody on your team constructive criticism?
Kills, assists, and deaths.
You
That's
say-
what your
Is that
stats
even?
are.
Is that actually like a YouTube guideline? I know if you're getting like paid for it, you're not supposed to curse.
I don't know if there
within the first few minutes,
are
right?
monetization guidelines like officially posted. I'm not monetized. I know people have like done their research and found like, oh, if you use the F word like in the first 60 seconds, you might not get monetized. Whatever, stuff like that, right? And I think they reach out to some creators. For example, there's this legend on YouTube. You guys know LA Beast, the guy who's like smoked alcohol over a decade ago, eaten a lot of rancid food. He's eating
No.
cacti. Anyways, cool channel. At some point in like his tenure of posting these videos where he overeats and throws up, he had to start censoring them for fear of demonetization.
Ugh.
So he starts puking, and he'll put like
No.
a JPEG right here covering the, the stream.
What's
no,
the point?
I want to see the puke.
Yeah, so in some videos he leaves them like with the puke in, and it's like, I don't care if I get demonetized. Like, this one's for you guys. Like, this is the 100th video special or
It's
whatever.
for you guys.
Yeah.
That's
Why
what
do you think people are tuning in?
That's where we're at. That's where we're at in
Anyways,
this country.
People are so
the thing that I want to say
Dude,
though about
I-
this stupid demonetization is I don't think that there necessarily are a bunch of rules that you have to adhere to. And my problem is people are just going around in this perpetual cycle of fear. You find out you can't do something on one channel, and then you pass it on to the next one, and then everyone's kind of censoring themselves.
Mhm.
No, thank
Well,
you.
I-
I'm not going to do that.
I firsthand sort of had this the other day, not like with like monetization, but with just people on YouTube. I had an unboxing video like 2 months ago where I opened like an Evercade console,
Yeah.
and I had a guy like last week. I had a guy comment and he said, "I was enjoying this content with my young son, and then you dropped the F-bomb." And he says, "Bye." So unprofessional. And then I just commented back, and I said, "This is my favorite comment I've ever gotten." So funny. The dude's blaming me because he watched a video that he from a channel he has no clue about and got upset because I said the F word in front of his son. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard of. But
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
bet you that's also why a lot of that happens. That like censorship.
Yeah.
Tuning into Alex, and I'm thinking, I bet this guy's going to be really clean and professional. Talking about video games, black t-shirt, the long hair. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You might be, but what a dummy to think. Oh, whatever. Man,
He should
Even
he should
like some of the-
unalive himself and his kid.
okay, I try not to say
Yeah.
that stuff.
To be
anymore.
fair, you couldn't see me. It was
Spencer, you should have heard me during my
to be
Dota
fair,
heyday.
you couldn't
Oh,
see
boy.
me. You just saw my hand.
Oh yeah. Just I assume. I mean, I can
Yeah.
only. I've been Dota or more League, but in that circle.
I tried to
for
clean
forever.
up my act a little bit.
You say some nasty things.
It's like, oh, is that an accent?
Speaking of cleaning
I heard
up
in your
acts.
voice?
We should probably clean up the episode.
Oh yeah.
We have questions to get through, right? I don't know. Did we? Oh, no, I'm
Oh, you have questions. Oh,
I have-
nice.
I have no clue if we have questions or not.
We can make
check.
some up. It doesn't matter.
We can make up our own questions.
Yeah, I can come up with one or two. Who cares?
But we have 3 questions. No, we have one. We have 2 questions. And they're both stupid. So then we could just talk about whatever.
Okay.
But I do want to say that, audience, if you want to leave us a question, we might answer it in the future.
Yeah, well, I think we screwed up on this one because it was like the last one was like a live one, and we're like we didn't know how to get people to answer questions or ask questions on like a non-live one. But the next one, they should be not live going forward. I think we've decided.
They're going to be unalive.
Yeah, we're not going to do them. Yeah, they're going to be unalived going forward.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. So
if we
I-
do live episodes, they'll be announced and special.
So yeah, leave your questions on here for the new year. We probably won't get to them for like another month, like 2, because we're taking in the next month.
It'll be
off.
February.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be February when we come back.
So take that into consideration, guys. Questions that get better with age.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ask
Like
us
a nice cheese.
recent questions.
It's like, what are you looking forward to for Christmas?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's January 15th.
I don't know.
Did you don't ask did you kill that CEO? It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Oh, that story.
Did Spencer take a Greyhound all the way to New York just to do that?
I
Wait,
did.
Spencer,
I
did
did
somebody say
take
you
that
look like
Greyhound.
him? Did someone say you look like him? Is that why?
No, it's.
Okay.
I'm not him. I'm not. It's not,
Although
it's not me.
I don't know what Spencer did 2 nights ago. Now that you mention it,
I went to New York. I was there, but I had business.
Yeah. In the streets
Yeah.
with the pistol.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 1. We'll start with a question from not me. Question number 1 comes from Terry309. He asks, when is Alex going to do his Cooking Papa video? I'm sure we're all going to answer this question.
Do I have to answer that question?
We all going to.
I mean, he will
Yeah, we
do
all
it
got.
when and if he does it.
Mm,
Whoa.
there you go.
I tell you what, if I can do it within the context of a Filthy Black Table video or a 5 Cheap Games, I'll do it.
Ooh.
But I'm not going to do it. Okay, question number 2 is from me. It says, who farted?
Alex. I was
That's
bleeding
funny,
into
man.
the not professional thing.
High
Just this guy
protein,
dropping
high
F-bombs
protein
and, like,
diet,
ripping
dude.
them.
Yeah, it just comes out.
And Tyler did say, I do want to highlight this. Tyler did say, if Alex doesn't beat Mickey Mouse, he has to dress up as Miss Marvel in public for a day.
That's a good one.
Where none of us are going to beat Mickey Mouse, Tyler, because we're actually switching games.
So I can't wait for your Miss Marvel outfit.
How long is the game?
Yeah, I've
Can you
already
crush it in
we're
one
not
night?
doing. Yeah, but we're not doing map notes.
So you can't even spare one night to beat it. For
We're
the
not
audience.
doing. I'm not doing. I mean, I could just tell you I beat it. It's the same effect.
Good, do that. Just lie. I don't
I
care.
can just
You
lie. Yeah, I can just lie. It's, oh, look, guys, I beat Mickey Mouse.
No, it's your soul that's getting gray and cloudy, not mine.
That's true. Lies
did it,
poison
guys.
your insides. I don't know if you knew that,
Yeah.
Alex.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why
We
you're
didn't
sick
get anything.
for so
I
long.
literally. I posted a
Hey,
thread on.
I like that we actually have Alex's video. I just realized that. I got so used to like Alex's disappearance.
We
I'm
should-
glad he's live.
We should probably turn them off.
I can turn it off. Hold on here. There you go. Is
No,
that
get
better?
back here. Now
Is-
the screen order's messed up for
Well,
me.
the reason he turns it off is because he has lag. He has audio lag, and that's why he keeps answering our questions so late.
I have terrible. Yeah, I have terrible internet. So. Yeah,
Good
well,
questions.
that's it. I post a thread in the community thing. It's asking people to post a question, and also on the Discord. And I got 5 likes and no questions. So fuck all of you. for your likes.
Oh, I got a question actually. So both of
Okay.
you, for sure not Spencer, but Spencer, do you have any games behind you
Yeah,
in that shelf?
a lot of them.
Cool. I know that's not your whole collection. Alex, is that your whole collection behind you? Good. Just a
Where?
section, right? All right, perfect. So it's not all your games. So the answer here might be unique. If you could only save one game in your collections directly behind you, let's say there's a house fire, which game do you save?
Chrono Trigger. DS.
That's behind you there.
We're going
Nice.
for monetary value or sentimental value.
If you want to take one of those arcade cabinets, go ahead.
No, I'm saving my copy of DK Country.
Oh, really? Wait, is that super
Yeah.
pricey right now too? Original Donkey Kong Country?
No, probably not. Probably not. I doubt it.
Okay, good. So that's a nice like a value game for you.
What
Good.
about you,
DKC?
Justin? What game would you save?
Unfortunately, those are all books behind me.
Oh, then burn them.
Unfortunately. I hate
Yeah.
reading.
Reading is so gay.
It's like a game you play with your mind.
Yeah.
Let's see though. My physical collection is like less than half my games though. So I don't know. Some people have seen my shelf downstairs that looks like that one. Whoops. I would save my copy of Pokemon Emerald.
It's a good
Yeah.
choice.
I'm scared.
One of my favorites.
Wait, Pokemon Emerald. Which one was that one? Which gen?
3.
Oh,
Three.
GBA.
God.
I like Gen 3, Spencer. Get the
Gen 3.
Spencer's a Gen 3 hater.
Gen 3. Isn't that the one with the little
Story
green,
Pops.
like the green electric monster? What's his name?
Green elect. Oh, it's got a stupid name. It's a green dragon called Rayquaza.
No.
Yeah,
He's like a common one. He's got like a green head and like a.
Oh, which Pokemon is that? Manectric? No, that's the
Ye-
evolved form.
oh.
Electrike.
Yeah, I remember the first
Who's
time I
that
saw that, I said,
Pokemon?
this game sucks.
Jeez, my God.
Electric.
All right.
But Spencer, you can enter the beauty contest.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
And also, you
I-
can go to that huge river and waterfall area, and only 6 water tiles in the whole place have Phoebus, the ugly fish.
I like Gen 3, Spencer. Get out of here.
Secret
Move on with
bases.
your life.
Yeah, secret bases. What's that about? 'Cause I don't know.
Secret bases.
Secret bases.
Secret bases.
Secret bases. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like out of Pokemon. Secret bases.
Yeah, I play Pokemon from the bases.
I'm in it for the bases.
I'm all about that base. About that base. No trouble.
Good answers, though, boys. Good answers. And so there you go. We
Thanks.
jazzed up the question and answer segment a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do want to proclaim to the audience that we will be doing game talks next year. That is still going to be a thing. So yeah, leave a question.
But everything else is in the trash.
Yeah, basically. We're just changing a lot of it. So we're under construction.
Do you think people are here tuning in right now to listen to us talk about games? I don't know.
Maybe.
You know what? Actually, one of my favorite non-video game things on this channel is when Spencer does his American impressions. I know you're American, I know, but like in the Final Fantasy episode we recorded, you know, where you're talking about those monsters on the one island, like it's some Texan ranch or something, and you bust out your Texas accent. You do accents probably more than you realize, and I always get a kick out of those.
Okay, I don't remember any of that.
Oh yeah, so I enjoy that.
I know he does a good King DDD. I know that's my favorite one.
Yeah, you have to listen to King Dedede first, and then you can pull it off. But I have to hear
Oh,
it.
he had a voice. What? Okay.
Yeah, in the Kirby anime, he had like a Texan voice.
Oh wow. Okay.
Kirby.
Yeah, I have to hear it, otherwise I can't do it. But if I hear it, I can do a pretty good King Dedede. So it's a useful skill. It's come in handy a lot. Yeah.
At many job interviews. Yeah.
Yeah. I that's why you have to tell them at the job. I say I'm more than just a good DDD impression. They're just like, we kind of want to hear that, and I say, all right.
But do you need to?
but I'm trying to work on my sales, and they're like, no, it's just do the impression.
Say the line, Bart.
Yeah. Kirby, I'm gonna get you. Remember he said, "Fuck you, Kirby." I think it was in one of the episodes. Fucking Kirby.
Fuck you, Kirby, you little pig fuck.
Is that when they had that 18 plus Pokemon card battle?
Yeah.
He played a secret card.
Yeah. Kirby cheated. All right, Alex.
Are we ready to get into the games?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Justin, you want to go first?
Sure. All right, Alex or Spencer, Mr. Jamie. I'm going to be talking about Code of Princess. I played it on the 3DS. So,
I know that
Alex, or why am I calling Spencer Alex? Anyways. All right, so Code of Princess for the 3DS. This is, if not the version that came out first and one of the earliest versions. I was surprised when I saw that this game is also available now on the Switch and on PC. And what you have here is an anime-style 2D fighter / beat 'em up. Really short stages, which I really enjoyed. You can move through the plot and the dialogue fairly quickly, so it gets you into the action. The combat at first started out a little bit slow. I guess I can explain how the combat is. You've got your cast of characters. You're typically playing as the princess throughout the main campaign, and she's got a great sword. And unfortunately, I'm not familiar with a lot of types of games like this. It's not usually a genre I get into. I just happened to boot it up on the 3DS one day because I saw it was a 3-hour title, and I said, oh, it's perfect for right now. And it is a lot of fun. It becomes more fun the more that you play. Starts out with very simple attacks and fairly slow combos. Feels a little bit sluggish, but again, thankfully, because the levels are slow, it moves you along the game very quickly. And every time you beat a level, you get EXP. You get to distribute your points through your HP, attack, defense, magic attack, mana, and speed. And I'll come back to that because that's a really important one for making the game more fun. Every time you beat a level in the campaign, you also unlock a new character. And one thing that's great about this game for replayability is you can replay every campaign level as a different character that you unlock. And it ends up being something like 50 characters. Now, half of them end up being jokes and basically reskins of the same weak archetype. But about half of them have unique move sets and combo abilities. Combos are just like BB down forward, right? Or jump AA, right? Very simple. There's only a handful per character, but the fact that you have so many characters makes it fun. So, for example, you got the princess with her greatsword. The next character you meet is kind of like a ninja, and every time you get airborne, you can drop bombs on the screen. There's magic users as well. So that's where some of the variety of the play styles comes in. But what's really interesting is the game goes from feeling sluggish and a little bit laggy to really fast and like an overpowered feeling as you increase that speed stat. I've never seen this in the game, but upgrading your speed increases your animation speed. So let's say like your swing takes 1 second. I'm putting 50 points into my speed, and now it's like half a second for my swing. I've never seen it. Really fun to mess around with though. So after a while of like a few, let's say 10 missions of trying to level up my princess with balanced stat allocation, I just thought, I don't know, I'm not really feeling my character changing at all. And I looked up online what speed does. I started dumping all of my points from then on into attack and speed. And the character was like zipping around, really powerful, bit of a glass cannon, but still a lot of fun to play with. So, I mean, overall, like I don't want to overhype the game. You know, it's got a lot of anime tropes that don't work in its favor. Don't go into it expecting a lot of immersion. I mean, you're going to get this one jester character who's like wearing tights, and you know he's a little bit of the joking womanizer who every time he speaks it's like, okay, yeah, it's a bit of a joke game, fine. But there's some funny moments within that same kind of dialogue as well. For example, the princess main character, she's got a really skimpy outfit, and when she meets her brother's like, what are you doing wearing that out of the castle? And she's like, oh, you know, it's the latest fashion, like this is high fashion, what do you want? So some of that I actually got a few good chuckles out of. But overall, like with the gameplay and what it is, for me, it's about a 6 out of 10. However, if you're a little bit of a completionist, if you like these kinds of games, I could easily see it being like a 7 or an 8. Again, the replayability, going back to the campaign missions, and even though I beat the game, I still every now and then boot it back up because there are bonus side missions that as you beat the main campaign, these unlock in between as well. And these ones you can also revisit with any character of your choosing. So I've tried out probably 10 characters, right? And one of them was even just like a barmaid. So you've got a barmaid who has no special abilities, and she's basically just doing weak little punches and weak little kicks. But it's funny, you know? The game's got a lot of personality, I guess.
It looks like you can play this co-op. Do you ever do that?
I saw the multiplayer. You can also do online, so I'm guessing that has some PvP, but I did not get to explore any of that. I'm sure, I don't know, maybe the Steam version or the Switch version are cross-platform, and maybe there's some online players.
Oh, is this on Steam?
Yeah, so right now on Steam, we also have the Code of Princess EX. So I did not play that. They probably cleaned up the graphics. They probably got rid of some of the lag. Like when I had 20 characters on the screen, it would start to lag a little bit. So I'm sure none of that exists with the EX version.
Yeah, Nicholas, the company Nicholas published this on like Switch and stuff. I actually have that version and I've played it. Fun fact: this is actually a spiritual successor to the Sega Saturn game Guardian Heroes. So
Ooh.
there's a little fun fact for you. But yeah, I have played a little bit of this on Switch. I haven't delved into it too much. I mainly picked it up because I don't know, it looked cool, and also I played the Nicholas crossover fighting game Blade Strangers. It has a bunch of indie characters and stuff in it, and the princess in this game is also in it. So I was like, kind of want to try her game out, and I picked it up, and I think I probably played it for like an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
It looked cool though.
Well, I think a lot of these games, they're going to suffer as long as they don't feel fun. Or people might jump into it and they go, yeah, it's okay, but this character feels a little bit sluggish. Oh, the ninja's really cool. They move a little bit faster. And so that's where upgrading the speed stat to shorten those animation times really makes a difference in how the game feels, making it way more fun. And also there's equipment, weapon slot, let's say a bangle and a this and a that, right? And there's a surprising amount of detail and customization with the equipment as well. I like that some of them are plus to some stats, minus to other stats. Let's say if I play the same level a few times and I always drop a fire bangle as the loot. The fire bangles are rolling for like a bit of a random stat every time. So it's interesting how even getting the same piece of equipment twice, you may select one over the other because one gives +3, the other gives +2. Plus, there's tons of effects. So on the few times that I did get stonewalled by a couple of opponents, I just went in my inventory. I looked for something there that could help me. And, oh, I actually have an item that gives me plus damage versus armored opponents. So if I got stuck versus another knight, oh, well, he's armored. Oh, sick. Now I'm doing like double damage to him. So like I said, there's a lot of thoughtfulness that went into this game. It's pretty deceiving when you get into it and you might be lulled by the anime stuff going on, but it's got a decent amount of depth.
I always thought there was definitely a market for like a hardcore RPG beat 'em up, and I don't know that anyone's ever really like nailed it. Like I've seen
I would say this
attempts at it.
doesn't nail it, but it's decent. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, I was
Yakuza. Yeah.
Yeah?
that ain't
Hmm.
it. I mean more like a classic like this or like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style like side scrolling ish beat 'em up.
Like a 2D beat 'em up. Okay.
But that like also had like a lot of hardcore RPG elements in it. And I've seen a couple of them try like this, like Dragon's Crown, which is
Oh yeah.
some cool.
Oh my god, that artwork in Dragon's Crown is. Oh.
They should have a one-handed mode for that game.
Dude, I didn't even know that company Vanillaware, whatever the fuck their name is. I know they still made games until everyone was like, "Did you play
Unicorn
Unicorn?
Overlord.
Whatever." Yeah, I was like, "What the? I didn't know this was happening."
I think they do make about a game every other year or so. Yeah. It's not that bad. Not that
Yeah,
slow.
the last game I saw from them was that Odin Sphere remake, and before that, it was that Muramasa game. So it was like I didn't know they were still around. They're like Unicorn game. I was like, what?
You know, Spencer, what's interesting about this game with its leaning into a JRPG is you feel like if you had to build off an existing game, this is really close. Because all they would have to do is decorate some of the list style menus. Like when you do your mission select, for example, it's just there in a list. You just scroll down, select, okay, I'm going to do like mission 12. And if you just change the presentation to be more of a storyboard or something that moves you along a little bit, towns or whatever that you can walk in and out of, all of a sudden you have a JRPG beat 'em up. And it would work really well for this type of game.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the struggles with that concept though too is that holds it back is that everyone wants to play those co-op, and playing like a really
Yeah.
long RPG co-op is a tough ask.
Not.
Well, are you
Yeah,
guys familiar with
there's a lot
this?
of
Because I
those,
couldn't
like-
believe the mission length. Like, imagine beating some missions and it's just your first pass through them and you're done in 40 seconds. And then
Oh
the
my God.
dialogue to move to the next one, and you get a save point. Your dialogue to move to the next one is only like 20 to 30 seconds. It was awesome.
Nice. I remember this being like an early 3DS title too. And people talking about it, you know, because when the 3DS first came out, there really wasn't a lot going on on that console.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I remember this being a talking point for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember seeing this and I was like, it looks kind of cool, but I feel like if my girlfriend saw me playing this, I would get in big time trouble.
No, she's not naked.
You know what? At least it recognizes how absurd it is, and so they do some self-referencing with the clothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of the jokes are actually pretty funny. Every now and then, like just little things, like one of the characters and the pervy jester, they have a bit of a bro moment, being surrounded by all the other ladies in the party. Little stuff like that. That's just realistic banter, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
You know how on Switch you can make like game folders and stuff now.
Yeah.
I have a game folder on Switch just called Weeb Shit, and you better believe this is in there.
Oh yeah, it is. It 100% is.
It's like in there with like the other weeb shit that I had, like the Senran Kagura games and stuff like that. Just garbage. Neptunia. It's just
Oh.
in there with the weeb shit.
Oh.
You know, it is interesting that these Japanese developers go this direction. I mean, clearly, like, they just wanted it to be lighthearted. But again, that Jester character, when he walked in, so his weapon is an electric guitar. It was like, what are we doing here, guys? We had a fantasy set up. There's a little bit of, magic in this fantasy realm, but it all made sense. Okay, fine. The main character is a little skimpy. That's fine. Great swords, shields, helmets, ninjas. That all works. And then this guy walks in, green and purple, and an electric guitar. I'm done. I'm just, all right. I guess I can't.
It's supposed
I'm
to be
not
like the
supposed
bard,
to take this seriously.
right?
Yeah. Well, then,
It's
yeah,
just-
there's a funny running joke that he's not actually a bard. He is. Someone in the party like needed to recruit a sage, and so he's like, "I'm a sage." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm a level 98 sage. I'm almost there for you guys." I think people will enjoy it, but again, don't set your expectations too high. Play it for something lighthearted. Half an hour here, half an hour there, and I think it'll be enjoyable.
There you are. Alex, who's up next?
Justin, who's up next?
Oh.
Justin just presented as just he gets to pick.
Quickly, guys, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 5. Hold up any number of digits in front of the camera on one hand. Go.
And
Okay,
Oh.
Spencer. I was thinking of 2.
All right. My game is Dragon Quest 3, the 2D HD remake.
Ooh. Get your review up there, Spencer. It's not oversaturated right now on YouTube.
Is everyone doing it?
never heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, you bet. Of course.
Oh man. I have another game.
That's why
to-
I'm glad
to do
we didn't have
after.
Brian on this.
Actually,
episode,
no.
'cause
Sorry,
Brian-
you're a week or 2 late for Dragon Quest because now they're already onto Fantasian, that mobile game that ported.
Oh right.
What the hell's
Yeah.
Fantasia?
It's the maker of the original Final Fantasies made his own game, and it was originally a mobile game.
Oh, is that the game where like it looked like everybody has white hair? It looks like a Nier game or something.
He does, yeah.
A little bit.
You look at it and you're like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
cute main character. She's got like the white hair and the blue eyes. Then no, that's a guy named Leo. What? Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I remember. I remember seeing that and like for a second being like, is this a Nier game? Because like all the Nier characters have white hair.
Yeah.
And, it's just a game. It's just a game.
The cool thing about that game, I'm going to talk about Dragon Quest, but the cool thing about that is that they did like not all, but most of the environments they actually
Diorama.
modeled in
Mhm.
in like made actual models,
Oh.
and then they scoped the thing so it's actually like in the game.
So it's kind of like pre-rendered style or something like that.
No, you can't even call it. Well, I mean,
It's like
technically, yeah, but it's more like
Rotoscoping or
imagine you just build your little set of
Rotoscope.
Clay Alex.
Oh,
Yeah, you take your photo.
it's,
You're gonna have
it's
a
like
sky
some of
view.
the it's like
Yeah.
some of the backgrounds of Cuphead. It's like Cuphead did that some too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they had,
really.
like, models. They had like
They
models
lean
that
into it, too.
like rotate around and stuff. That's neat.
Yeah, it was neat. It was interesting. I'm not talking about that game though.
No.
Today I'm talking about Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. I have a lot to like weird things to say about this game. I've played Dragon Quest 3 twice officially before this. Once on the Game Boy Color and once on the Super Nintendo. I played a translated version of it. Both of those are fantastic. There's also a Switch version which is good too. It lacks some of the art style that people like from the series, but I think it's still fine. But now there's this one. And if you haven't played Dragon Quest before, I think three is probably the quintessential Dragon Quest. Like if you could play 3 and kind of understand how the entire series plays, because this is really the branching off point of where they really knew what they wanted with this series, and they take this concept and apply it to all the rest of them. 1 and 2 play a little different, which are also going to be remade next year in the same style. This is a HD 2D remake. I know Alex hates these. I think it looks pretty good. Could look better. I don't know, but it looks pretty good. The changes are there aren't that many changes I feel from the original, although the characters have been reworked a little bit, like the classes. This is a class-based game. The classes have been reworked a little bit. There's a new class called Monster Guy. Can't remember the full name. Monster Masher, Monster Wrangler, something like that. He plays Pokemon, I guess. But otherwise, it's pretty similar to the original. Boy, I got some questions about this. I'm all for these remakes or whatever, these remasters. Do they have to be $60? Like, this is a remake of an NES game. Let's be real. This game came out in like 1989 or something in Japan, and then a little later here. But yeah, this is a remake of a game from that era. It's hard for me as if I step away from being a fan and looked at it as like a casual person who's like, "What's up with Dragon Quest?" and they showed me this and they're like $60. I think I'd be a little hard pressed. I think I'd have some questions about that, because you put this up next to like God of War, like Baldur's Gate, Elden Ring. Like, if you put this up to those, I wouldn't pay the same price for this that I would pay for this. I know some of those are 70, but regardless, a full price game. So I'm a little bit irritated by that. I think a $40 price would have actually been perfect for this, but I don't know how well it sold. I'm sure it sold like shit in America. That's how these games tend to do. But in Japan, it was a pretty big deal. 3, if you want to know the history, was, I think, the first really good Dragon Quest game that came out. Although technically 2 is rated higher in Kotaku, but I think 3 is much, much better. And it does tie into 1 and 2. I recommend you play 1 and 2 first, but 3 does tie into those in a very interesting way. Is it good? Let's talk about, is the game good or not? It's very good. It's a very, very good game. Very classic RPG, turn-based. Gotta have some patience, although you can put the speed up really high, which makes the battles a little faster. If you don't put up the speed, if you don't bump up that speed of the battles, they're ridiculously slow. I don't know who thought that was acceptable, but it's absurdly slow. So make sure you change the speed to ultra fast. But aside from that, it plays like a classic RPG. I feel like there's more story in this than the original, although I could be wrong. Maybe the world being more detailed has made me more immersed. But in a lot of ways, it feels like a brand new retell, like a brand new game. But I know that it's 3, so I think that's a mark of a successful remake, is if I feel like I'm playing something new, but also realize that I've played this before. It's a weird dichotomy there. But it's a good game. I give it a lot of props. Some of the way that the environments are organized, there's a lot more room for finding secrets and discovery across the map. So really good game. Don't know if it's worth $60 if you're not a Dragon Quest fan. You should probably wait for a sale, which pains me to say that because I want the series to do well. But this should not be $60. But it is a good game.
Yeah. I have nothing to say on Dragon. Yeah, it is interesting to. I mean, I don't like Dragon Quest, but just to like follow the series as of late, because the 2 games before this were like the garbage games, right? They're like the Prince one and then the Infinity Slash or whatever that was called. So the fact that they did put this out at such a high price still makes me question the management over there and what the hell they're doing.
This kind of reminds
yeah,
me. Oh, sorry,
it's
I
an
like.
NES game. You're good.
Kind of reminds me when you were questioning, like, is it really worth the $60 price tag? With Captain Keaton talking about the Link's Awakening remake, and at some point in one of his conversations, the comment was made. Actually, I think I made it, where it's like they clearly didn't just come up with this visual style to use it for the one game. In which case, yes, full price is still over asking, but justifiable maybe. But then they go on to use the same graphics and the same engine and whatever all that stuff works with the programming for Echoes of Wisdom. And Spencer, you're saying that they're going to do 1 and 2 in the same style. It's like, yeah, why not just give us the first trilogy in the same engine of 2.5D graphics and whatever you're working with, $40, $40, $40. Ta-da.
1 and 2 will be packaged together. So
My point is more just like the resources now are there. The plan was there to do more than the one game in the first place.
right.
It's not like you're hiring the team to work on this thing from scratch and then you dump them as soon as the game is done. You're going to make continued sales as the series continues in the same engine. So, but
Yeah,
I haven't
no, I
played
agree
it, so
with
I
that.
can't comment on like stuff like that.
I agree with that. Is clearly this is. I mean, and it's not like HD2D is new. This is like Octopath Traveler, that kind of thing. So it's the same group, same concept.
It's like the 5th game, right?
Is it? They did.
It's like the,
Who? What else was it? It was a.
Did Live Alive have these graphics as well?
Live Alive was one of
Yeah.
them.
And
triangle,
I think there's
triangle game.
Is Triangle
Yeah.
Strategy considered this 2D HD?
yeah.
Because it's
think
not a
it is.
remake, but it
Yeah.
is in that style. Yeah. So
It's in its art style though. So
then the 2 Octopath Travelers. And
There's
then-
another game that I can't remember, but I think it went also from 3DS to PC. Something where like you're a band of adventurers. Your main character is a blonde guy. You move through the world, kind of like with a bit of an isometric view for the overworld. And I think it's got like a guild system. Anyways, it's gonna maybe come to me later. But I think Alex's number of like 5 or so games is correct.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be more.
And I think it's great. I mean, they're able to move these into a new era that's sort of paying homage to the old, but still looks kind of new. I get it. It looks nice. But I just don't know if I really do question the $60 price tag for it. It's asking a lot. And I'm afraid
yeah.
that like people that aren't familiar with the series would look at that and be like, why would I why would I pay that? And if they did pay it, now they're like, this game is nowhere near the visual fidelity of like any modern game.
The problem, the problem is that not only that, but they've already pre-established a value for this game technically with the other port on Switch. That's like $15 or whatever it is. $10. I don't know how much it is, but that one, which I get is like an Android port, but still, it's the base contents. It's still the same game for the most part. So you've already set a precedent of like, okay, this is how much it's worth, and you're saying actually, since we painted it with a new coat of paint, it's $60 now, and that's such a Nintendo move because they do that shit constantly. Like I think it was Country Returns Tropical Freeze on Switch. If it was $60, when previously, like the year prior on Wii U, they had it as a Nintendo Select for $20. And then they said, actually, now it's $50 because it's on the Switch. And that's such a Nintendo thing to do. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it feels like Square is taking a note from Nintendo and being like, well, it's prettier now, so it's 60.
Yeah, and you have to remember that this is a series that's for Japan. This has never been that successful here. So in Japan, this is a huge deal. And this was actually just dethroned like this week as the top selling game in the country. So here it's like nothing. I have no idea how it sold here. I can't imagine very well. But in Japan, it was a big deal. So I kind of get it for them, but to keep it the same thing for us is strange because nobody really likes Dragon Quest here.
I think it's popular. 11 did really well for the series. It became like
11
a
did
mainstay
do pretty
title,
well, yeah.
a household title now.
11 did well. But if you look at the other games that came, so like you'd think, okay, if we're going to gauge 11 doing really well, by the way, they sold like 50 billion different versions of that game on different things. And it's been on sale. I saw pretty quickly for like $20 as a $60 game. But that aside, that game, if you're saying that game did well, yes, that game alone did pretty well. But if you're saying, did it make Dragon Quest a big deal in the West? If you look at the games that sold after that game, we're talking like Dragon Quest Treasures, which was a nightmare. Dragon Quest Infinity Strash, which you brought up, a nightmare. Dragon Quest Monsters 4, The Dark Prince, horrendous. Like those games, and part of that is Square's problem because they released a bunch of games like in a row. But the other part is you can also look at is Dragon Quest a success, and it's that to me still says not quite. I don't think it's really become a huge deal here in America yet.
Well, here's what we have so far, according to multiple websites, is one day ago, a lot of these articles were being published. So a month of sales, we're hitting 2 million units worldwide, with Japan accounting for at least half of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I think I actually want to do a video on like what makes a video game successful based on the sales units. You're 1 month in and you're approaching 1 million for again, what they're calling a remake of a game. So I think that's the most important point about this price tag, right? Because they remade the game. Okay, they didn't have to rework the script or anything like that, but they built a game from the ground up. So it's got a full price tag on it. I think the problem is the fact that, yeah, it's the titling. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake is the full title. So you are going to hamstring your sales when you're releasing a remake like that. I'm okay with the price because they built it from the ground up. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it full price. And I think right now the sales are pretty good. I mean, what should we expect for a remake? Like, this is the problem. I have no idea what to really compare it to.
Well, Final Fantasy VII had a game called Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think it sold a lot better than this.
Yeah.
But it's like that's like a different ballpark, though. I mean, for one, that game's completely different than from the original, but also the graphical style from 7 PS1 to 7 Remake is like astounding, right? And then you look at this, and it's like, yeah, it looks nice, but
Well, that's kind of that's kind of what I mean.
3D game, yeah, yeah. I mean, if they did Dragon Quest as like a 3D game, like Dragon Quest 3 as a 3D remake, like that might be more.
Yeah, it's like if only they had if only they had an engine that they could run Dragon Quest 3 in that where it would look like a modern game. Oh, they made a game called Dragon Quest 11. Just make it look like that.
Yeah, they already have. Yeah. That's literally all they have to do is make that style of game, but for 3. And it's a shorter game, right? So it's not like they have to make the full length of 11.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I love the game personally. I look at it more as like from an overview, and I have problems when I look at it that way. But as a fan, I love it. So
kind of strange. You feel like with the Dragon Quest brand, it should do more than, for example, I'm looking at Bravely Default 2. So Bravely Default 2 and Dragon Quest 3. Now, obviously, like one is years and the other's a month. But I don't see Dragon Quest 3 going more than another like 500,000 in its lifespan.
Yeah.
Maybe more people pick it up as it goes on sale, but I mean, people are waiting for 12, right? They're not waiting to go back in time to play a remake of 3. Yeah. So I don't know. It's so interesting. Again, I want to look at like what do these numbers translate to? How do you actually quantify or qualify them? Okay, so it's comparable to Bravely Default 2. Okay, so did it do good as a remake or did it not? Did it do well as a Dragon Quest game or did it not? But
I think one way you can quantify it is next year when they release 1 and 2 in the same style and see if that sells well.
You know what? I will not be surprised if those sell even worse, honestly.
You would suspect that they would have to sell worse, but the amount of which they would sell worse. I
think also the longer they wait to get to 12 or 12's release date, the more people are going to go, well, I'm only going to buy one Dragon Quest game, in the next 6 months. Yeah. So I'm not going to buy 1 and 2 if they're releasing, if 12 is around the corner. People do that, right?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's easy for me to be like, just get all the games. But I mean, even me, I don't buy any game like full price except for Elden Ring and Tears of the Kingdom. Everything else I usually get to like 2 or 3 years later. So interesting.
Yeah, and with a big game like that, yeah, it's hard to keep up anyway. Like, I mean, I'm the same way. I don't buy a lot of full price games. I buy a lot of games on sale or stuff. So I have to really care. And it was like even whenever Tears of the Kingdom came out. Sorry, Justin, I didn't buy it because a month later Pikmin 4 was coming out, and I was waiting for that boy. So it's like, yeah, it was the same thing. It was like, well, Nintendo.
It'd be so interesting is if you could just get a little bit of insight and information into what Square is thinking, and if they told you, like they'd be happy with projected sales of 1, 2, and 3 remakes being 5 million or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does he
But
mail
these companies never say anything to you, so
I'll get Alex on it. He's good at emailing these companies and getting to the bottom of it.
them? Yeah, we'll send him a dear Square Enix.
Yeah.
I need to know. Do you? Hi. Do you like Dragon Quest 22?
Yeah.
do you like the game that you made?
Do you like the game? Yeah, I do.
How good you think it's gonna sell? Okay,
Yeah.
I need to know. My podcast needs to know. Thank you. I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love you. Yeah.
No, 60s 60s a lot though. Like I'm thinking like if I was a Switch owner and I was in the mood for a classic NES RPG, right? Even if the game looks beautiful, which I don't necessarily think it does, but still, even if the game looks fantastic, it's still a classic NES RPG, and I can pay $60 for one classic NES RPG, or I can pay the 75 it is for all 6 of the Final Fantasy remasters, the Pixel remasters. It's like
Yeah.
I got 6 classic RPGs now, you know. So that's also them shooting themselves in the foot for value, I think.
Well, not to mention that the first 2 times I played this game, it was on an emulator.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Yeah.
pay anything for them. I paid nothing.
Did you notice anything about this apparently improved lighting system and reflections as well? Like apparently the way that the lights are cast as your characters are moving through the dungeon, the shadows and everything are dynamic with the movements of
Does
your
it
character.
look less? Does it look less like Christmas Light Throw Up? Because that's my problem with a lot of the HD2D games. It's just a lot of clutter on the screen.
It's not as offensive as Octopath Traveler. Octopath is a lot to look at. This is more clean, like more of a Dragon Quest look. As far as the lighting goes, yeah, I can tell it's dynamic. I can tell like as you're walking, the shadows are based off of a light source. I'm just the bar at this point is like, I think we're at an age where 3D gaming is so prevalent that like that shouldn't be like me congratulating them on fixing a light source. Like any game built in the Unreal Engine will have that solution. Like
I think there's also a question of like why this game and why now? And I understand from the business perspective, it's not the same amount of work and investment to make these kinds of games. For example, with the Link's Awakening remake, you can put that out and it can basically bolster your budget and make some sales for the next big Zelda game as opposed to having nothing, right? It's cheaper to just hire the staff and crank out a Link's Awakening remake than it is to do. It's not cheaper, obviously, it's profitable. So you may as well do it. But, like, yeah, why not 1 and 2? Why are we skipping to 3? And if you're a potential fan who's on the fence about Dragon Quest as a whole, hello, like I am. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do with 3 releasing right now? Do I put it on my shelf and I'll wait until 1 and 2 come out and I'll play those first so I can play them chronologically? I don't know. I know I get a little neurotic and I have a lot of weird compulsions about how I do things and play things, but I know I'm not alone. And so when a company is just like, yeah, we're releasing the 3rd game remade, it's not as simple as Final Fantasy VII that had the cult following and was the Final Fantasy game to play. No one was telling their friends, man, if there's one game you play before you die, oh, it's got to be Dragon Quest 3. It is so good. It is the Dragon Quest.
I have 2 answers to your question, actually.
Uh,
Well, one of them's not really an answer, but one answer is in Japan, this is a huge deal. This game is monumental in Japan, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like I get why it's in Japan, $60 full price, and then yada. In Japan, this is a huge deal. In America, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gave a shit when it came out in the NES. It was incredibly a disaster in sales. I don't think they released it in a lot of other countries, so it's a disaster everywhere else. But yeah, so that is a strange business decision that seriously reflects Japan. As far as chronologically, I don't want to spoil it.
I've heard a little about that. Yeah.
Okay, but
We could
this game is part of 1 and 2 in an interesting way.
Yeah.
I think that's enough for Dragon Quest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a bonus one after this, though. It'll be much shorter. But
Ooh.
but Alex, go
That's what
ahead.
she said. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Button Mappers. That's how I do my game talk intros. I had a hard time picking a game today, but I think I'm going to settle on one. And it's going to be a game from one of my favorite series, from one of my favorite publishers, and we all know what it is. I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog today. So I haven't really kept up that much with the newest releases the last couple of years. This year they did do Sonic Generations X Crush Shadow, which I've heard is pretty cool for the new content. Haven't played it yet. But there was a game last year that I skipped. I didn't play it at all. I didn't talk about it on here. I didn't talk about it on my channel. I just fucking walked away from it. And that's because I have conflicting feelings on this game. And I finally picked it up this year, and I played some of it. And today I'm going to talk about Sonic Superstars, which is a new 2D Sonic entry in the franchise. New meaning last holiday.
Say it again, Alex. A little bit of lag there.
I said new meaning last holiday. It came out in 2020, October 2023.
Sorry,
So.
title.
Sonic
Oh,
Superstars.
sorry, Sonic Superstars. Sonic and his friends. They're all superstars. It is. Am I laggy? Do I need to turn off my camera?
You probably should if you're gonna be talking a lot.
All right, I will be talking a lot. Here we go. So Sonic Superstars is a brand new 2D entry in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. This should excite me to the moon and back. Seeing that I am a huge Sonic fan and I love the classic 2D Sonic games. But there are some glaring issues with Sonic Superstars that I noticed even pre-release, even at the game's announcement. So back in 2017, a little game came out you might have heard of. It was called Sonic Mania. And not only did it do well for the franchise and Sega, but it was like a critical darling when it comes to Sonic games, compared to most Sonic games. And it was made by a bunch of fans. It was a 2D Sonic game in the style of the classic Genesis games with new and old content. And it was like almost like the perfect Sonic game. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. And so following that game up to do another 2D Sonic game, you would think that they would just give that team a bigger budget, let them, do what they can, because that game sold like crazy and it did really well for them. But that is not what Sega decided to do. Apparently, Sega turned down a lot of the pitches that team gave them. And instead, they decided to move ahead with a game called Sonic Superstars, which is developed by R-Zest. R-Zest is a company that I am very unimpressed with. And I'll go through some of their history here. Their first game they ever worked on was Wii Play Motion. That should give you a sense of what kind of devs we're dealing with here. But they've made some notable games. Yoshi's New Island on 3DS, which is not one of the more favorable Yoshi games. A game on 3DS, which I do not like at all. It's called Hey Pikmin. It's actually a stain on one of my favorite franchises. And they also worked and made parts of Balan Wonderworld. Yes, Balan Wonderworld. That horrendous game. Sega thought this is the perfect team to give 2D Sonic to, not the team of fantastic developers that made Sonic Mania. So when Sonic Superstars was announced, I saw who was making it, and I saw the gameplay style. It was going for like a 3D, 2D look. It was going for like 4-player co-op and stuff. I skipped it. I said, no, this is not for me. I do not want this. And it was not until recently, the game was on sale for like, I think it was like $20. And I was like, all right, I'm a Sonic fan. I need to give this game a try at least. And I'm going to talk about that today because Sonic Superstars, while not being the follow-up that I wanted from Mania, is not terrible. Sonic Superstars is a classic 2D Sonic game where you can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. You can play 4-player co-op with your friends. Honestly, I don't recommend it because you're all running really fast and it's hard to keep up with who's doing what. But you can do it. And it's classic Sonic fare. The story is that Eggman is, I don't know, doing something evil with. He's teamed up with one of the classic characters from the franchise, Spencer's favorite Sonic character, Fang the Sniper. Yes, that's right, Spencer. He's back, and a new character named Trip. and they're teamed up with Eggman to get the emeralds and I don't know, do some bullshit. Who cares? It's a Sonic game. You don't really need to know, but the story doesn't really matter in a 2D Sonic game. What matters is the gameplay and the level design. The gameplay itself does feel pretty faithful to the Genesis titles, like the physics and stuff. So that's not too bad, honestly. The camera is zoomed in a little too much, I think, for the game. When you're running really fast, I think they could have used with a wider view of the playfield. And the level designs vary. There are some pretty decently cool levels, and then there's some like pretty forgettable levels. Some of the more forgettable ones are the ones that just use the basic Sonic tropes of like Green Hill Zone or just the snow area, lava area. It's just basic stuff that you'd see like any 2D platformer. Some of the more memorable ones are like the more pinball-esque like areas in this temple. There's an area where you go into the internet and like everything turns into like voxel looking graphics for a little bit. That was pretty neat. Like there are some pretty cool stuff in this game. A big issue I have with this title is the boss fights. So in classic Sonic, one of the cool things about classic Sonic is that most of the bosses, if you know how to play and you're good at the game, you could take out most of the bosses very quickly. But not in this game. This game, bosses have phases and they have frames of invincibility, and they take way too long. A boss fight in this game could take upwards to 3 to 5 minutes, which is way too long for a Sonic stage. And there's sometimes where I was fighting a boss and I was like, please God, let this boss end soon. I just don't want to do this anymore. So there's some pacing issues there. If this game came out in a timeline where Sonic Mania didn't exist, I would say that this is the closest we're getting to a classic Sonic game, and it's really fun, and you should pick it up and play it. But the problem is that we don't live in that timeline, and we had something better, and this is what they decided to give us instead of another one of those. And when this game came out, it came out like a week before Mario Wonder. So you had a choice between this or a brand new 2D Mario game from Nintendo, and I do not blame anybody that picked Mario Wonder over this. Superstars is fun. I do think it's worth it if you're getting it on sale. But there's still a lot of inherent issues with this game, and I don't know. I can't in good faith say that it's a great 2D Sonic game. It's just it's fine. It's fun and it's fine.
Alex, what I'm seeing. Sorry, you want to go first, Spencer?
I'll go first, real quick. A couple corrections. My favorite Sonic villain is the bat with the tits.
Oh, Rouge.
There you go. And then, how old is Amy? Is she like? Were we able to look at her?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's of age.
Right. I mean, like in canon, I don't know. In canon, Sonic's like 17.
Oh, maybe I should stay away then.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't talk about Amy.
All right, go ahead.
Right. So, Alex, from what I see, Sonic Mania is basically like from start to finish, a spiritual successor to the Genesis games, right?
Yeah.
Is the gameplay exactly what you would expect from Sonic 1 through 3 in Mania?
Absolutely. And Mania is cool because Mania is a celebration of the series, but it also has new elements. So while they do borrow levels from the old games, they'll add new ideas to those levels. And then they
what are
also
some
have,
of those?
Like Chemical Plant, the classic Chemical Plant stage with so the second act of the Mania version of Chemical Plant, they have a new element introduced where you can actually take some of the chemicals and like turn it into like gel and bounce on it. And it turns it turns the level on its head. It makes it like a whole new like fresh experience. So while they do borrow stuff from the old games, they play with it, and have cool new mechanics added. To kind of make it like a brand new stage.
So that works there. And then what I see in Sonic Superstars, it actually looks cool. Like I see the characters are kind of going foreground, background a little bit on some of the loop-de-loops. I see some areas, you mentioned like the characters visually change. I see they're pixelated in what looks like an arcade or something. And it looks like there's different gameplay elements as well. So why do those new gameplay elements that look fun to me on video, why do they not make this a better game?
I think they're just a little underwhelming. If you have played enough 2D Sonic like I have, a lot of the elements in this game are just the same stuff that you've seen a million times or stuff that you've seen done better. Um, but it is fun though. I don't want to make it sound like I hate this game because I did have fun. I'm not actually through it. I'm like at the last area right now because there are like a good number of zones. There's like 12 zones or something like that. It's a pretty decent amount.
Are the boss fights so bad that
No.
had they been regular boss fights or had they been removed, the game would actually be a higher score for you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the worst part
Oh.
of this game is the boss
Okay.
fights. They are obnoxious. They are
Hmm.
very obnoxious because they designed them like I don't know, like a Castlevania boss fight or something. Like that's not the way Sonic boss fights are designed and meant to be played. You know, it's a game about speed, so it's supposed to reward players who can, play with speed and precision. And you're creating a boss fight where I have to wait around and dodge attacks and wait for phases, and it's like this is not at all what a Sonic boss fight is, and it is not fun for me at least. It feels like they were designed for a different game.
So interesting to me because I'm seeing this game and I'm thinking I want to pick this up when it's cheap.
That's my recommendation: is to pick it up when it's cheap. That's
Yeah,
when I think
okay.
I think it's worth $20.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard for it to come down there because it's in this country $80 right now.
Oof. Oh yeah, I forgot your guys' prices are crazy
Yeah, a lot's crazy over here.
in Canada. I just don't understand
Bag
why
of
they.
milk.
It's just and part of the development is also part of my grudge with this game because they turned down a chance to have a sequel to Sonic Mania and gave it to the Arzest guys who made Hey Pikmin. Like, yeah, it's frustrating. Very frustrating. I do want to say though that you can get different skins in this game, including some fun ones that are like some of Sonic's like original concepts. Like there's one that's a rabbit that was original concept for Sonic, But my favorite skin and the one that I use throughout the entire game is you can play as Lego Sonic. So yeah, I played as Lego Sonic. It's dumb.
Yeah, Lego Sonic's great. Hey, is one of the bosses where that bat with the tits like locks you in a room and makes you like lick her toes?
Nah, she's not. She's not in the timeline yet.
Not in the
Yeah.
timeline. Oh,
Yeah.
the game better end with a time machine then, dude.
Yeah, Sonic
Yeah.
in the time machine that goes.
She is in the Sonic Cross Shadow Generations though.
What? Sonic what?
Sonic Cross Shadow Generations.
What's that?
She's in that.
What the hell is that?
With Shadow Generations. It's
Spencer would like to cross generations with her.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's Sonic Generations, but it's got a Shadow campaign now.
What is the
And-
obsession with Shadow the Hedgehog, man? Why do
Because
people
that
like
movie's
that
coming
character?
out. That movie's coming out in like a week.
He's such a
Sonic
dorky
3?
character, man.
Is the bat gonna be in
Scares
it?
you bigger.
The
and-
movie. You know what? Actually, we Spencer. That's a good question. We don't actually know if she's going to be in that movie. They're adapting a story from the game she debuted in, but they haven't said if she's actually in the movie or not.
Okay, I might be on the.
I don't know.
Day one on this movie,
I guess we'll find out in a week.
and she's like, "Lick my toes, Sonic," or something like that. It's like all about the toes for some reason.
I see.
She's gonna get into that or whatever.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah, she is.
The reviews are funny for this game. If you go to the, I'm on the Wikipedia and I'm looking, and it's like some of them are like 7 out of 10, some are 6 out of 10, some of them are 5 and 3 out of 10, and then Nintendo Life gave it an 8.
Yeah, Nintendo
So
Life.
nobody,
Always kind
nobody
to the
can agree.
unpopular games and the puzzle games. That's Nintendo Life.
nobody can agree to the actual rating for this one.
Well, you just take the aggregate, right?
Yeah. If so, yeah, it's probably be like a
Like 7 toes
5
out of 10 or something like that.
five toes. Yeah.
5 toes.
Alex, you know what
Yeah,
else is
that-
hard to keep up with? So I haven't played a Sonic game since the Genesis trilogy or however many games they had there, with the exception of Adventure Battle 2 on GameCube. So I see all these
Ooh,
games coming
that's where
out.
Rouge came from. Rouge came from that game.
Okay, let's try to keep Spencer away from that topic for 5 seconds. So, anyways, I like from the outside, I'm looking in at these games. Do you feel like there are significant gameplay differences and that either the 2D games or the 3D games have the edge? You know, like the Mario games, for example, it always feels like the 3D games have more put into them, with the exception of maybe Wonder. You could say like, oh, they really went all out with Wonder. I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but are these a little bit of the secondary series for the Sonic fans, the 2D games?
Well, Wonder is very good, but right now, yeah, this one feels like a supplemental game to me, and that's because the main team, that they did Frontiers, and then I think they did do the Shadow campaign for the new one. But they're obviously working on like the follow up to Frontiers, which is going to be another open world game.
Mhm.
Yeah, this feels like a supplemental game where it's like, well, we got to get a Sonic game out this year.
Okay.
Give it to our zest.
I love that Sega has like a Sonic A team and a B team, and they all make
Yeah.
They
C tier games.
they had like a C team at one point too.
The only team that ever made anything good is like the ones that made Mania that weren't in there at all. Just like some
Yeah,
hackers.
the fan team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't they let them make another game? Sega.
Maybe they will. No,
You-
they said you make yours and we'll make ours, and
I don't know.
release yours next year or something.
I
The
don't know.
fans are waiting for the Rouge and Amy spin-off. Just let them be in like a third-person shooter, something
Wow,
completely different.
we don't know how old Amy is. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, she's
Wow,
18 in the
dude.
next game.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up how old is Amy Rose.
Do you guys know the Danganronpa games? And
Yeah.
how there's one spin-off where it's like a shooter?
Yeah.
Just take Rouge and take Amy out and just like do a game like that with them.
Oh, and there's like a story or something.
Yeah. Give them their own game.
Spencer,
Or
you need
Amy's
to
like, I don't
knock it
want
off.
to. Amy's like, I don't want to suck on your toes, and she's like, you have to. And then
Spencer, I don't think my friends and family can watch this episode now.
Oh,
Man.
Hey, did we talk about this like on Alex's thing or something?
They like to support the things that I'm in, but I don't know about this one.
Well, it's not like a. Could be worse.
I guess it could always be worse.
It could always be
Yes.
worse.
Spencer, buddy, I got some news for you. Rouge is 18 canonically. I guess that's the only way they can give her the tits, right?
I assumed.
But Amy is 12. Amy's 12 years old,
Shit.
so you better run.
It's gonna be an advanced time machine. I don't know.
You're
Yeah,
in
that
trouble,
explains
buddy.
a lot about the Sonic fan base now.
They're coming for you.
Yeah. Well, the Sonic fan base is there are a bunch of freaking mongrels on there.
Get it? I get it now.
I think they should all be locked up. Every one of them.
Yep.
I love the fact that they have fake, like they have made up ages for all the characters, and I was just Googling it, and they know what they're doing because they made sure that Rouge is 18.
Yeah.
Like Sonic's 15, like Shadow's 15.
Wait, but
whatever.
isn't
They made sure like Rouge, no, she's
Isn't Amy Sonic's girlfriend?
That's
she
what I
wants
thought.
to be.
She.
She's not anymore. They kind of phased that thing out.
What is
How do
she
they
then?
do that?
She was she was never his girlfriend. She was like obsessed with him. She was like a fangirl.
Oh, she's like a fangirl. So.
Yeah, and then now she's just kind of like an independent character. They dropped that whole shtick.
You know what?
So,
Everybody
yeah.
who grew up with these games is ready for the characters to grow up as well. Put Link and Zelda together. Put Sonic and Amy together. And
Yeah,
just
put
grow
Sonic and
everybody
Shadow
up and
together.
move on.
Make them kiss.
Yeah, do something with those toes too.
Yeah. If Sonic 3, if I go to the theaters to watch Sonic 3 and I don't see Rouge's toes, and I don't see a kiss between Shadow and Sonic, I'm walking out of the theater.
Well, is the movie directed by Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, I hope so.
Not that I know of. No, not that I know of.
That's not going to be his final film.
That would be off. What if Quentin Tarantino announced his final film was Sonic 3?
That would be the
Oh.
ultimate troll, dude. That would be fucking phenomenal.
Okay, guys,
Uh,
I came up with a great idea of what we can do with Rouge's feet.
That's good. That's good.
So I was like, okay, man, what if Sonic was like trapped in a room with Rouge and then he had to like suck on all of her toes? Wouldn't that be crazy?
It's like,
Eggman won't let him out until he sucks on her toes.
yeah.
Suck on her toes, Sonic! You gotta suck on her toes! I'm not letting you out of that room!
Yeah.
All right, Alex, put your camera back on now.
He said,
Okay, what if Eggman put rings on all of Rouge's toes and Sonic had to suck the rings off of them one by one? What if we did that? That'd be like cool, man.
like, how about that? I'd watch that.
Oh,
Hey, what's his name? John Wick? Who's the guy that played John Wick and
Keanu?
stuff? Yeah, Keanu's playing Shadow. That's cool, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's enough Sonic talk.
Mm.
Thanks for joining me. Sonic Superstars, it's a game. And you can buy it with your currency.
Also, is this really the best they can do with their titles? Okay, Mania is a fan game.
No.
Fine. Superstars, Mania, Frontiers. It's
Well,
always
Mania
just
makes-
one word.
Mania makes sense because it's like a love letter to the franchise.
You know, they
Makes
just have
sense.
no good in between. It's either one word as the follow up in their title,
Front-
or it's Adventure
Well, what do
Battle
you-
2, which makes no sense.
But what do you want? Do you want Tears of
No,
the
no,
fucking
like-
Kingdom or something? Like, I hate that
Well, yeah,
title.
dude. The title, like Tears of the Kingdom, I thought that could be a little cheesy, but it kind of sounds cool. Breath of the
What would
Wild
you
is a
name it?
cool title.
What the hell would you name a Sonic
Yeah,
game?
let's do Sonic naming. Like, let's hear it. Let's hear what you got.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you put so much poison in my head, Spencer, that I can't come up with a clean name right
Sonic
now.
the Adventure of the
I'm
10 Toes.
thinking of really terrible stuff that I don't want to say.
Oh,
Hey, not all of them. Yeah, there is like, and there's like the secret rings and stuff. They have more than just one word title. Yeah, most
It's
of them
so
are just
simple.
one
It's like, oh, I bet there's going to be another Shadow origin story, but in this alternate timeline, Sonic helps him, and it's called Sonic Breakout. Ooh. It's like,
Sonic Breakout.
Yeah.
There you go.
so,
That's good.
yeah, unfortunately, I'm not coming up with anything other than like Sonic After Dark, which
Okay.
let's not go there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, let's try to keep it a little PG. Okay,
I don't. Oh,
Justin?
I don't know. Sonic, from dusk till dawn or something, and Sonic is just like ripping the heads off people, stuff like that.
They kind of had that,
Hey,
right?
there
The
is this.
werewolf one?
Did they really?
yeah.
A werewolf
Yeah,
Sonic?
Unleashed. Yeah, Sonic Unleashed. You know about Sonic Unleashed?
No,
Dude,
you know
sick.
what? I'm gonna stick to the Genesis games, and yeah,
Yeah, he was a
I'll
werewolf
make
and
my
he
way
ripped
through
people's
these
heads
eventually. Dude, this
Yeah, he was a werewolf.
to me, again, I grew up with a series that was nice and simple. The Hedgehog character was funny and cute, but most importantly, he was just a cool character. Like he had some attitude when he stood there with his animations, right?
off. You don't think a
And
werewolf?
it seems like somebody took a hold of the series and they went full Kingdom Hearts on it.
For a while.
My favorite thing now. Okay, whenever this game came out, I also didn't buy it because I was still high on Sonic Frontiers, and I still like the game a lot. And one of my favorite things is that like for years, Sega has just been like fucking around and doing whatever, and then Sonic Frontiers was like everything's canon now. Like all the stupid bullshit from every game, it's all canon, and we can reference any of it. And I'm like, yes, like, that's awesome. Like who cares? Like remember the time you like met a genie? Like,
I thought you were gonna
like,
say.
yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you didn't buy it because you were still high on methadone. And then I was like, that's
Yeah, that too. I was. Yeah, you got me.
this looks coming
was.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, I came down and bought Sonic Superstars.
But yeah, no, they had a while, right? Where like it was like the 360, maybe the Wii era, where like they were making weird shit. Like what if
They just jumped around.
what if Sonic yeah, Sonic's a hedgehog, but what if he was also a werewolf? Or what if he was also a knight?
Yeah, what if you had Yeah, well, yeah. So what if he had a sword, or what if it's like, guys, why? And then
Yeah.
now it's like, and then for years it was like, what's the Sonic canon? It's like in one game the world's populated by animals, in one game and it's like humans, and Eggman blew up the moon. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, what's canon anymore? And then Frontiers is like, it's all canon. Who cares?
Problem
Mhm.
probably is
Oh,
that they're trying to write storylines, cohesive storylines to tie everything together. Where it's like, you look at the Kirby series, for example, nobody cares about anything. There's some games where Kirby's got, a mech outfit, right? It doesn't matter in any of those games. The games don't take themselves seriously.
Uh,
I feel like Adventure Battle 2 was already starting to introduce like too much edge for me. Again, as soon as Shadow was introduced, basically, and I had to play his campaigns, the levels, the gameplay, all fine. The story related to it, I just didn't need anything to do with that.
hell yeah, dude.
I don't know. Anyways, I won't rant about Sonic for everybody. Not that people necessarily care, but I'll leave it alone.
People care. Hey, you know what? I feel bad for Disney because they're putting out Mufasa the same day as Sonic 3, and I hate to tell them, but they're probably not going to make a lot of money on Mufasa because
Like, no one
people
even
have been
knows
hyped up this.
who is in that movie for Mufasa. Whereas, like,
Yeah.
I don't
you
know
have
who's playing in
Keanu,
Mufasa.
uh,
I don't know.
I'm
who the
pretty
hell
sure-
is
Sonic
Mufasa.
3
Yeah.
has so many names.
I'm pretty sure Disney gave up on making money off their films like 5 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
They haven't.
Yeah, why are they still doing these? Why are they still doing this live action garbage like Mufasa? Like nobody wants a Mufasa movie. Like, and exactly, it's like the families or people that are going out to see like something like that. They're gonna look at the listing. They're gonna see Mufasa or they're gonna see Sonic 3. And they're gonna think, okay, we're gonna watch Sonic 3.
Yeah, you're gonna watch Sonic 3.
It's like it's Sonic. Yeah.
I got another game real quick.
Look.
It's
Mm.
it's real quick.
Okay. Okay.
Speaking of Disney, that's a perfect tie-in. Did you do that on purpose?
Did you play Kingdom Hearts?
No.
He played Mickey, the Illusion game.
No. I played Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
It's Marvel. It's Overwatch, but with Marvel characters. With
Sounds
superheroes.
awful, but let's hear it.
It's really
Sorry,
good.
I shouldn't say that about the games. My
It's
bad.
re-
I like Overwatch.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm an Overwatch fan. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I was shocked because I don't. I mean, Overwatch is fine. Like I can pick it up and play it, and then put it down, and like walk away. But I played this yesterday with some friends, and I was like, "This is really good." I had a lot of fun, and I only played one character because when I play these kinds of games, I try to play one character and just really get good at them. So I played one character. It was this girl that's also like a chipmunk or a squirrel or something.
Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
I know her.
That's got to be it.
She's like,
No, that's her. I'll be legit. That's her name.
no, I know. Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm telling you, she is.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I see.
She's like,
Oh, it's their version's May from Overwatch. She's
yeah,
even got the little shorts as well.
oh my god. But again, the game is really good. There's a lot going on.
Okay.
There's I mean, it plays like Overwatch, but it looks great. It looks like Overwatch, but it looks great. And there's not a whole lot to say other than it's a lot of fun, and I recommend it. It's free, so
Wow.
you can play it for free.
You know, the most surprising thing about this is that Marvel Entertainment partnered with a Chinese developer to make this game.
That's not surprising. People do that with all those free-to-play games.
Well, it's not surprising that a company like Marvel would do it, but there's a lot of stigmas against Chinese companies in gaming right now. Like, oh, they just make like a lot of cheap products. Everything's kind of like copy pasted from other games, which maybe it is, maybe it's not in this game. It's interesting at the very least. NetEase is
Yeah.
the company.
Yeah, they made a lot of games.
I'll have to check this out. I actually really like Overwatch, so.
Dude, get it. We'll play together. We'll play some
Yeah, I'll have to check this out.
Marvel Rivals together. We'll
I like
become
Marvel
rivals.
characters too. Who are some of the characters, Spencer? Besides Squirrel Girl.
I got them here
Do
as
the
well.
team
Oh,
There's a
members.
lot of characters.
Justin
Wow.
can read them off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do like every other character. For example, Adam Warlock, Black Widow, Cloak and Dagger, Groot, Hulk, Iron
Wow.
Fist, Jeff the Land Shark.
Mhm.
I guess all of these characters have like proper lore,
Yes!
right? Psylocke, Rocket
Yeah, they do.
Raccoon, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Storm. You can see like from some of the characters missing, who they might fill in with next. Kind of interesting that there's a lot of potential for like roster. Obviously, there's potential for roster expansions in a superhero universe, but they have big characters who are missing. I don't see Captain America's there. Sorry, but still, there's more who can come in.
I was talking to my friend. I was like, I never heard of Squirrel
Turks.
Girl before. What the fuck is that? And he goes, well, I think her only claim to fame. JD said this. He's like, I think her only claim to fame is that she beat Thanos. I was like, that's a pretty big claim. That's like that seems.
I don't know about that.
That
I
seems.
know, I know, I know who she is.
It seems kind of like a big deal. He's like, that's her only claim to fame. Like, what are you talking?
This is a great project to throw D-list characters into, like Squirrel Girl, though. Just to be like, there they are.
Yeah.
Like the 3 fans that like this character are gonna be like, yeah.
Oh no, I think she'll have more than 3 fans. Like I said, they designed her to look like Mei from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She squats.
She got the glasses and stuff.
Yeah, big glasses. Big glasses. Girl, them glasses are
I gotta
thick.
look up Squirrel Girl more.
Interesting.
Oh, no,
Hey,
Marvel,
you know
Marvel.
what? A free Overwatch clone. It wouldn't hurt to download it for a weekend and try it out.
It's fun. I
Yeah.
like it. I give it 2 thumbs up.
What's the team split? Spencer, 5-on-5 or 6-on-6?
Spencer, you said that. Spencer, you said that in the.
What?
Sorry, Spencer. You said that. Spencer, you said that in the tone of like somebody who's like defending it. It's fun.
It is.
I believe it. I believe it. Is this a 5-on-5 or a 6-on-6?
I don't remember.
Oh, nice. Do they fall into the Overwatch trap of these are your DPS, these are your tanks, these are your healers? Make sure you have a balanced
Yes.
party.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
recommend that you do it. But I always pick the Squirrel Girl. I never waver. And I never change.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you'd have to try it to see how the gameplay is.
Oh, I see why you like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah. Normally my favorite Marvel girl is Storm,
Okay, I get it.
but I've migrated. I've changed. I've evolved.
It's. I heard Psylocke. Are there many X-Men characters?
Wolverine's there.
It's
Not
Wolverine?
enough. There are some, but I mean, I would love to see Gambit in a game like this. He's always been one of my favorite X-Men.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I love
Cyclops.
Colossus. If I can't be Colossus, I don't want it.
Get Juggernaut in here.
Juggernaut's good.
Iron Fist. Iron Fist looks sick though. I like Iron Fist, so he's a cool character. His design's pretty cool.
I like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, can you go to a AA meeting and say that, please? Hi, I'm Spencer, and I like Squirrel Girl.
My name's Spencer.
Who's
Hi,
that character
Spencer.
from WandaVision supposed to be? From someone who can look it up but never watched the show. Like, what superhero is WandaVision?
Who?
It's the Olsen girl, right?
WandaVision? She's the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch.
She's Scarlet Witch. Okay, interesting. So she's in this game.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Isn't it
Yeah,
wild that
that's
that's like the Olsen twins' sister that acts as her?
I know you don't think about it, yeah, but like once you like think about it and like look at her face, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, you can totally
You
see
gotta
it.
Yeah,
Those girls just turn into like skeletons, but they still live, right? They still stalk the earth.
I don't.
Yep. A little bit of Ozempic, a little bit of speed. We're not gonna let you die.
Yeah, they're just kept alive by their passion.
Spencer, I can't think of Mary Kate and Ashley without thinking of Plinkett, so it's just ruined me.
Mm. Well,
Very cool. 4 games for this one. Hey, you covered the 4th game, Spencer. Good job.
look at me. And it's recent. That's why I wanted to talk about it. So we can.
Yeah.
Do you
So
guys-
for everybody
do you guys
wondering,
wanna-
where did this come from? Well, it just came out on December 6th. Just released.
Do you guys want to hear about Sonic Cross Shadow Generations?
I think I'm tired of
I'm kidding.
Shadow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
You're just playing, dude.
I'm just ribbing you.
You're just ribbing us, dude.
I thought they say right.
Yeah, little bants.
Yeah,
Good
dude.
bants.
I'm just joshing you.
Nice.
Nice little Josh. Nice little jape. A nice little Josh and a jape. You know?
Justin Shape. Well, this is the end of the show. Justin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks as always for having me, guys. I do nothing but
Good.
make the shows last half an hour too long. That's what I do.
It's a skill.
Any
I'm good
last
at
words?
padding time. Really good time patter. Holy, look at that jug. Jeez, that guy knows how to sip from a big
Woo!
jug.
What a jug! Ooh,
This is a-
look
this
at
is
that
a-
jug.
Let me help you out. This is a lime. If you put like a lime in there, you squeeze it and then you let it sit in there.
I never
Yeah.
heard of it.
It makes
Is that similar to a citron?
it is a Citron. Citron 5
Oh, okay.
version
Gotcha.
3. And you put this in there, it makes the water taste really good, but it gives it like a little
Mm.
splash of citrus. And then you also do 2 scoops of creatine. And
Oh,
then,
you have your creatine.
This
in
has
there.
been water time with
All right.
Spencer.
Yeah, really. That dude's absorbing as much water as he can. All right.
I drink about
We call him the water boy.
I drink approximately 2.5 of these every day.
Attaboy.
Gotta get
I do the
hydrated.
same thing, but with Mountain Dew Code Red.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
2 liters of Mountain Dew Cold Red per day. Keep going.
Keeps the doctors
My,
around.
my pee is brown. I'm peeing blood.
2 liters of Mountain Dew a day keeps the doctors.
It just keeps them.
It just keeps them right
right by my side.
here. Yeah.
It reminds me of the Super Size Me guy, Morgan, whatever his name was.
Oh, yeah.
He died of cancer or something just recently.
What?
Yeah, cancer.
Shoot.
He died, and then it came out after he died that he was like an alcoholic through that movie. So like all of the test results are not accurate.
Oh yeah, fuck
He
that
was
guy.
an alcoholic.
Go eat
So,
as much
like,
McDonald's
and
as
like
you
I had to watch that in school. And like now I'm wondering like if they were just like if all the schools were like, oh shit, we have to pull it.
Fake
'Cause, like,
news.
yeah.
Turns out McDonald's is good for you. The guy was just drinking too much alcohol.
It turns out McDonald's. No, it turns out McDonald's is fine. You probably won't die.
I would suggest.
Well, you won't be healthy.
I would suggest that McDonald's packs a lot of really good nutrients that the body needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should all eat it.
Do
Do they have
an
McDonald's?
ideal
In,
McDonald's menu?
do they have McDonald's in Canada?
No, we couldn't bring the arches
What?
over here without too much. I don't know. It's expensive to bring it over here.
Damn.
We have different places. Like there's
Pizza?
we have our own Canadian version of that. I don't know. It's pretty different when you come over here. It's like everything looks similar. It's kind of like if you came to Canada and you didn't have perfect 20/20 vision. Everything looks the same. When it's all blurry, it's like, oh yeah, there's like a red burger place, and there's a blue French fry place. Then you put your glasses on and you go, goodies? What the heck is goodies?
Goodies? What's goodies?
Martin's Pizza? Who's Martin's Pizza?
And did you say? did you imply that you have a French fries place?
Yeah.
That's
It's
funny.
Quebecois. They need their French products any way they can get them.
Canada got all the like store brand versions of the restaurants.
I'm kidding, everybody watching. Yes, Canadians, even though we do have bagged milk, we do have McDonald's and all those big American brands. Guys, we're not that different. You
Yeah,
guys
Wendy's.
think we're like the Loch Ness monster of countries or something.
No, you're like the Bermuda Triangle, man. I swear. I don't know what goes on in Canada. And I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing good, I'll tell you that. Nothing good.
Is it true that I was reading that Justin Trudeau is Castro's nephew or something? Is that true?
Could be. I mean, you look at them side by side. It's an uncanny resemblance.
It looks a little suspicious.
Oh, if you want suspicious with the Trudeaus, you should see what his wife, or sorry, what his mother got up to. That's an interesting story.
What did she?
But we're not here to talk politics, guys. Come on.
Oh.
We're here to talk Pete.
Unless Trudeau's been in a video game or something that I can compare him to.
No, it's we learned today that Stalin has Stalin versus the aliens.
Oh yeah. We were doing some planning for the show for next year, and I'm not gonna tell you why, but yeah, we did find out that there's a game called Stalin versus the Aliens.
Nice. Okay.
And we can't play it, which we really want to.
Hey, game developers are really creative, man. We've got an Alex Jones video game. We've got like a Hitler dating sim, all kinds of stuff.
There's a Hitler
would do
dating
Hitler.
sim.
That's what I've heard. I'm trying to think. I keep on thinking celebrities, but not like political figures. I know there's the Charles Barkley game, right? Shut up
I
and
think it's
jam.
Charles Manson. I think it's Charles Manson.
It probably is a Charles Manson game too.
Charles Manson dating game.
Yeah.
And Quentin Tarantino also had a hand in it, so you get to choose your own ending for that one.
Ooh, we all know which ending we're choosing.
Yeah. That's
Locked in a
cool.
room with 10 little digits.
Ooh, I love that that little bedtime story. The 10 little digits.
Spencer's the monster living under Rouge's bed, dude.
Yeah. I'm the villain in her
Open it out,
movie.
let your feet hang out.
Yeah. Sonic help!
Was that
like coming for you. No.
there was like a classic. There was like a classic fan animation from like 2007. Whenever that the Sonic Brotherhood game was announced, and they had like new characters that were shown off. And it was like this guy. He was like, "Oh my god, it's a new Sonic character. I must draw porn of it." He just immediately runs to his computer and just starts drawing porn furiously.
That is how that shit goes, isn't it? They're always drawing porn.
Yeah.
Dude, you cannot be on Twitter, or I guess X, anytime a Pokemon game has a trailer drop. People
Oh,
are so quick.
yeah.
So quick.
Quick on the draw.
Like Sword and Shield, I remember created a firestorm because the water gym leader in that game, people went nuts for her.
Oh,
They do that
yeah,
shit on
I forgot
purpose.
her
I know
name.
they do.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
This is-
Yeah.
Yeah, Game Freak was like, "We'll just throw this hot one in here, and nobody will care, right?"
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, it's a water gym leader, so she
Hmm.
can wear a bikini. I don't know if she does. I can't remember, but it's like they can do stuff like that. Oh, Spencer, actually, the fighting gym leader. So Sword and Shield, I forget which is which, but one has a fighting gym and the other has a psychic gym. No one
Hmm.
cares about the psychic gym. Boring male leader. The
I
fighting
think
gym
it's
leader
Sword. I think
is
Sword has the
a
fighting
girl wearing her karate gi, and you know you can't do karate with shoes on.
Don't they do karate with shoes? Isn't there like little things they wear?
You're thinking of like the ankle
Straight.
guards in judo or something, maybe. But
Oh,
karate,
okay.
you're barefoot.
Karate, they're all barefoot, huh? She got her little
So-
toesies out.
So Nintendo, when they did their Sword and Shield trailer, they had Nessa, the water gym leader, and whatever the fighting gym leader was named.
Oh, and people were just drawing her, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I remember there was a character in League of Legends that came out, and the picture of her that they released, like she had her feet out, and like literally everyone was just like, there was one side of people that were like obviously like freaking out about how hot her toes are, and then another side of it were like, I'm so disgusted that they would release a champion that has toes. Like the world that we live in is so fucked. It's like so beyond fucked that it's like incomprehensible how screwed our race is.
That's awesome.
You know, when I was doing my thinking about my game of the year and what games did I beat in 2024 video, I like to every now and then have different categories for segmenting these games over here, slicing off a few games, putting them over here. Makes it more interesting. I gotta review my games now and go, oh, which ones featured barefoot female characters for Spencer?
Yeah. Give me a category.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do. Yeah, my Game of the Year awards actually. Best barefooted female main character.
Tune in for that.
The Little Piggy Award.
That's what you want to call it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't care about your story. They all end up in my mouth. That's what I told my mom when she was trying to do that to me. This little piggy went to market. I don't give a shit. They're all coming right near.
Oh man.
She said,
I just want to before we end the episode, I just want to point out that Teddy left the show, and now it's just all about feet.
"Yeah, it's become a foot show."
What does that
Immediate-
mean?
almost
Are you
immediately.
revealing something about him and his preferences?
No!
It's our preference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's our preference.
He tried to mask us.
We can talk about.
I thought you were
can talk
saying
about
it
feet
like,
all we want.
oh, poor Teddy, like he missed out. He quit one episode too early.
Or maybe, I don't know. But you never-
Maybe.
never-
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. If Teddy suddenly shows up in the next episode, it's just, he rushed back.
I will resume my position.
Yeah. Yeah. We should end the
Well, thanks
episode.
for joining
though,
us.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks,
Yeah.
Legend of
I'm
Leo.
gonna think twice
Gus is
about how I
welcome.
want to make a community post saying that I was in this episode with you guys, but I'll figure something out.
Yeah,
Be creative.
yeah, just the first word. Unfortunately.
I might take you up on that. That's funny.
Against my better
Unfortunately.
judgment. Yeah, just really preface it with something before.
You know what? That sounds funny to me. At the very least, it's a good inside joke for us. Good
There
one.
you go. All right, bye.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Thanks for watching.